It's time now for our daily update from the Decision Desk 2024, where we're tracking all of the latest news and polls from the campaign trail. Republican presidential candidate Christie is betting it all on New Hampshire. The former New Jersey governor is flooding the Granite State's airwaves with a new ad buy, defending his decision to stay in the race.
Some people say I should drop out of this race. Really? I'm the only one saying Donald Trump is a liar.
But let's dive into the Decision Desk crosstabs here, because when we focus specifically on New Hampshire, Christie is polling at 11%. That is significantly behind Nikki Haley, who's also betting it big on New Hampshire, mind you. She's at 26.7%. And then you've got the frontrunner, former President Donald Trump. He's managed to keep his lead amongst the poll of polls, and he's at 43.7%. Haley, meanwhile, is facing mounting criticism today for her response to a question at a New Hampshire town hall when she was asked about the cause of the Civil War, and she didn't mention slavery.
What was the cause of the United States Civil War?
Well, don't come with an easy question or anything. I mean, I think the cause of the Civil War was basically how government was going to run, the freedoms and what people could and couldn't do.
Now, slavery, of course, was the cause of the Civil War, and she has since gone on New Hampshire radio, local radio, to clarify her remarks. A lot can change between now and the January 23rd primary. Most notably, there's an Iowa caucus a week before. But Trump's legal battles continue to move forward, as does his presidential campaign. In Maine, Maine officials are now weighing whether to boot him from the state's ballot, taking a similar approach to Colorado. But the Trump campaign has learned to embrace the political fights as part of its messaging strategy, and they're arguing that it's the latest example of political forces trying to keep him from ever returning to the White House. And that doesn't mean Republicans aren't worried about Maine, because Maine does matter. It's one of only 2 states, remember this, the other state being Nebraska, that are not winner take all in an electoral college. So when you have a close election in the electoral map, every single electoral vote counts, even one from Maine's 4 electoral college votes. So that's why this is increasingly going to matter, and why you're going to hear a lot more about Maine in the upcoming news cycles. But what do you think? Do you think Trump will appear on all 50 state ballots in a general election matchup if he's the nominee? I want to know what you think. Leave me a comment below and tell me about what you think of all these efforts around the country to remove him from the ballot. And remember, you can track all of the latest polls at Decision Desk HQ and check it out at elections2024.thehill.com.